Tropical Storm Khanun 2023 last modified, 3 o'clock August 7, 2023 UTC. Khanun, Philippine name Falcon, is located 604 kilometers south-southeast of Sasebo, Japan, and has moved east-southeastward at 7 kilometers per hour, 4 knots, over the past 6 hours. Independent of the mesovortices riding around the eastern edge of the circulation, the centroid of the system has likely reached its easternmost point as it is running face first into a building ridge extending to the north along the 1403 longitude line. The system is expected to make a gradual turn to the north over the next few hours as the ridge continues to extend to the north. After 24 hours, the strong subtropical ridge to the northeast builds in and assumes the dominant steering role, pushing Khanun onto a more north-northwest track, which is expected to continue through the remainder of the forecast period. The system is forecast to pass west of Kyushu, passing through the Goto Islands, on its way towards eventual landfall in Korea. Even though the environment continues to improve, the lack of a strong outflow channel and the broad nature of the system will continue to slow the pace of intensification through the first 2 days of the forecast. Once the system reaches southern Kyushu, it will begin to tap into the right entrance region of a 200 hPa jet max over far northeastern China, which will kick the system into high gear, unleashing a more rapid pace of intensification. The current forecast calls for a peak of 130 km per hour, 70 knots, though a slightly higher peak is possible, depending on how far west of Kyushu the system passes, and the width of the radius of maximum winds, RMW, at that time. The system is forecast to make landfall along the southern coast of Korea to the west of Busan in around 3 days. After landfall, the system will move northward through the center of the Korean peninsula while rapidly weakening due to the effects of the rugged terrain of the Korea peninsula and increasing shear, ultimately dissipating in 5 days over northeastern China. Track guidance has come into better agreement with this run, with the NavGem now joining the rest of the consensus pack. The UKMET and UKMET ensemble, on the other hand, stubbornly persist in tracking the system over the Yellow Sea and into the Bohai Gulf. The remainder of the guidance package is confined to a track envelope, which is basically confined to the width of the Korean peninsula. The JTWC forecast remains consistent with the previous forecast and lies on the eastern edge of the guidance through the bulk of the forecast period. Intensity guidance is in good agreement with the overall intensity scenario, with the HAFSA and GFS peaking the system at 130 km per hour, 70 knots, while the consensus peak is about 5 knots lower. Overall confidence in the intensity forecast is medium to high. Maximum significant wave height is 10.4 meters, 34 feet.